Greetings YouTube, and welcome back to Le.Monde.Du.VAPEUR with me, Vitaly Vapour. Many thanks for joining me again. Those of you who were with us last time would have seen that we completed the outside of the giant windmill build, and in this episode we are going to proceed with working on the inside. So without further ado, we're going to crack on here. So in this ground floor area, I'm thinking that we're going to set up a furnace area is what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to take a few blocks out here, and I've just realised that I didn't want to. Just realised I've got no inventory space. These ones here I did not wish to take out, but we can work around this. So I'm going to place in a couple of furnaces facing into each other, and then one in the middle to create a central fireplace. And following on from that, I want to take out some stone half slabs and lay them down in front to create a sort of half area. And then finally, for this part of the build, I just want to take some cobblestone walls and create a chimney. So very basic furnace. Now, one other detail that we are looking to add in is a wheel on here. So this is coming off of the water wheel that we built outside. So we want to add on a gear, and the way we're going to do this is again using some cobblestone walls. If I just go up into sneak mode, I can place that one down there. And we want that to be turning round a wheel that's mounted on this central support. So if for a second we take this element out, and again take out some cobblestone half slabs, place down a couple like so, and then we are going to place these on the diagonal. So if we place one there, temporary block, one there, retrieve our temporary block, and then if we just drop those to one side, we can place that ladder back on, and there we go. I think that's quite a convincing look to having this as a gear. So we're going to have gears mounted throughout this entire build as we carry on up the other floors. So let me just see if there's anything I can switch around here. Not at the moment, so I don't really want to be without. Let's have a look. I will probably happily drop those down for a sec. So if I go up to this next floor, this floor here, we are thinking of decorating in brown wool, which we should have plenty of that on us. And this is very similar to the first build at the crane building, and that is in that it's a load of storage crates. I'm just going to relocate a majority of these torches so that they're a couple of blocks higher up, and they are actually mounted onto the oak wood supports rather than being down at floor level. This is just a whole load of things that we threw down as a temporary measure whilst we were working on the build originally, so we can take that one out as well. And I'm trying to think if we're going to obviously add some gears to this area again to keep that whole theme going. So I'm thinking we need to bring something up from the ground floor, and that should come off at this point. But obviously we've got this element here as well. So let's take ourselves out some cobblestone wall again and place down like so. I think that's a good distance to be back, and if we use the central ladder, crouch mode, place that there. Good stuff. I'm thinking of probably bringing that forward another one and putting another wheel on. So very simple adding on these wheels. If I just bit too far over. There we go. Quickly just grab something to eat. And 4 round like so. So a nice double gear wheel there. I think just below that I'm going to add on yeah, just below that again, if we take out stone half slab, let's just chop that bit of wood out. And like so. And then again, I think we'll put this one on the diagonal but on the lower half. So let's find ourselves the temporary block. And down to there. 1, 2. Smash that one out. Let's just very quickly take out that item because we're going to need that ladder back. Hopefully soon we'll complete a part of this build that empties out some of our inventory a bit, because that is going to be a bit problematic otherwise. I'm going to get too precious about that. Ooh, that shouldn't be there. About that couple of stone bricks down the bottom there that we haven't been able to retrieve. So I think off of this build here we are going to need to, again, we want to keep the momentum going and I think take the wheel up. So we're going to need to make this look like this one turns another gear that carries on up. So let's think, this one's locked around this, so we need one to look like it's locked around this one here. So we could either place that to one side or place that in line with it, because I suppose they'd be spinning around each other. It's not where I was trying to place that. Let's aim for that point there on that one. And then if we are able to then place down cobblestone wall, and then if we work our way round that cobblestone wall like so. Oh, we've got 2 that are wonky, not good. So on the top half of that cobblestone wall, is that more correct? Don't know if I like that so much. I'm going to take those off actually. I think the main key here will be if we take out some dark oak, which has been our sort of like structural element block in this build, and place a piece down on there and a piece down on there. And then if we look on this wheel, I think the bottom half's better for the build, definitely. So if we go one there, come round, go one there. Yeah, perfect, I think. Happy with that. So we have loads of working gears. So let's just quickly throw down some more brown wool. Okay, happy with that. So moving up to the next floor. This is the floor where I currently have my sleeping quarters. So I'm going to very quickly modify this build slightly. And I'm going to do that with first placing down a furnace. Again, replicate that cobblestone wall detail. I will go outside and add chimneys for these, but I will probably do that off camera. So let us take out, actually I probably want my crafting tables. Where have they gone? There we go. And I'm going to build these into the floor like so. And on this side I think I will place down 2 here. So go ahead and place those in the floor. Then if we can then quickly build a couple of desks like so. Need a temporary block. Great stuff. And then if we place down a couple of desk lamps, I think, just one there, one there. And then we're going to have some bedside tables. So trying to make internal finishes that are slightly different to the last build we did. And if we were to take out now, let's have a look. If we place down a double chest here, and then standing on top of that double chest, place down some acacia wood doors. I love how these look. They sort of replicate that sort of look of a chest about them. And then again, take out the dark oak plank and place that at the top half there. So if we were ever looking down on top of that wardrobe, we'd be able to see that it is covered at the top. Let's just quickly sleep through the night here. Okay, so out here, we're just going to very simply create a mass storage area. No sort of automated storage, unfortunately, for this part of the build, but that's because we do not have the room for the redstone. Okay, now we need to locate exactly where that dark oak element comes up, and that is here. That's not particularly useful, so I may move that across by one. So I may just cut ahead. Just need to move that across, otherwise it was going to collide with our subsequent building here. So I think I'm going to come up by one and replicate the same gear detail as below, because this will still enable us to work around and get to the chests, etc. So if we place those down like so, and then find ourselves some cobblestone wall, and let's think, we probably want to make this the very front of this. Is that going to be okay, or are we again going to be just that little bit too close, do we think? I'm wondering if we should have moved that across, actually. Probably could have kept that where it was, because otherwise now we're in danger of blocking our ladder. Unless, of course, it's over here. But then these chests here become a little bit redundant, otherwise I don't want anything to look like it's unusable, if that makes sense in any way. Very cautious in Le.Monde.Du.VAPEUR that things don't look, to me, unfeasible anyway. Slight hint of realism we're going for. Completely unnecessary in Minecraft. Obviously, it's all personal taste, but I've trapped myself in again. There we go. So let's knock out this bit here, I think, and go ahead and look at how we work on this. So one there, run round to the back, dark oak again. Okay, I've not been too certain about some of the placement here of elements. Let's think. So we probably want to take this across to a point here and then run that up. Actually, we do have, I think we have a windmill on one of these, if I remember rightly, to bring in from, or not. Let's have a think. Are we windmill floor? We are. We've got it up there, haven't we? Ready to go. Ready to go. So if it's at that point, let's bring that across, and obviously work ourselves out. I want to transfer the whole gear system all the way up to the top of the build is my aim, so that as you're working your way through the windmill, it all links together and all looks usable. So we want to take this gear over to the other side in some way. So I'm thinking if we 1, 2, 3 and then one there, and then if we climb up, please. Perfect. And we just look to build some sort of support system for that bracket. Make it look like it's actually fixed in place. Great stuff. And so we won't be able to open those two chests anyhow. And we would have the same problem there. So maybe we take these ones out as well. So don't be afraid to be adaptable with your builds. It helps in the long run. I'm gonna also get these torches higher up. I only threw these down at ground level when we were first building, because obviously it was all a bit of a mad panic and we kept getting mobs spawn inside while we were trying to build. So I think at this point here we're gonna have to just place down some torches, or we're gonna get all sorts spawning, aren't we? Let's just double check. 1, 2. So yeah, throw that one there. Right, we need to link this gear to this gear. So how are we going to do that, I wonder? I think we need some sort of system linking the two at first. Let's have a think. We could obviously add another gear in to this level here and place that between the two. So effectively we could have a diagonal gear followed by, we're going to need, definitely going to need a temporary block, I think, to get us to here to create that diagonal that we had before, which means another temporary block. There we go. The diagonal gears are probably a bit more conceptual than the others, but they should still work. So if we then place that there, take all of those out, and that would have been better if it was the other side, but as we say, it would have blocked us off on the staircase. I might do a bit of shuffling on this and cut ahead to what I eventually decide upon. Okay, so after a little bit of alteration, we've taken this gear from the windmill across to a ceiling mounted gear that'll go up to the next floor, across to this double barreled gear off of a wall support, which in between the two has this horizontal gear transferring down to the ground floor. So we moved it ever so slightly, but I think I'm happy with that result now. So that was my storage floor. This is a floor that I nicknamed the office. So for this build we just need ourselves some birchwood. We're going to place the birchwood diagonally across from each other. I probably think I'll repeat the same detail I did downstairs since I have a spare crafting table. There we go, right there where that arrow was shot. And then on the table again, quick desk lamp, and then I've grabbed the brewing stand that we had down in Farm Hills by the zombie villager farm, just to bring that up to here. And if I take out, I've got a spruce wood staircase on me, just going to make a very quick basic Minecraft desk chair utilizing signs. Love it. And I think I would be happy with that, to the point that I may just quickly throw a couple of torches on the wall either side. A little bit concerned it would be a bit dark in this office, but on the whole very happy with that. Over here I just want to put down some chests for potions. So if we have a trap chest in the middle, a couple of chests either side, that's great stuff. Then over this side, we're just going to build ourselves an extremely basic Neverwalk planter, as if this particular build doesn't have enough trapdoors in it. There we go. We'll leave those to grow. Luckily they've got a whole block, you see, just below that window. And then the other thing we will need up here, if we're going to have a potion farm, is a water source. And like most players, I don't believe in the use of a cauldron because they never work. So I'm thinking we will probably look to break out a little bit more of this timber, and we will look to place in a, let's think, it'll be at this height here. So if we place that in, loads of stone slab being used here. Effectively we're going to create almost like a set in the ground water channel. So let's punch that down like so, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I believe I brought up 2 buckets of water with me for just such an occasion, so 1 each side. And I believe I brought along just some iron bars, very simply bring that across like that. So if you were looking to refill, you obviously go to that middle one and refills as such. Basic infinite water supply. So let's just check how that looks underneath, make sure we got that detail right. I'm happy with that. That's very good. Obviously we're going to get the water drips coming through it because of it being a block with water on top, but that's pretty unavoidable. So now we just have to look for where we've got the gear to transfer up to. So if we go from there, and we have our windmill blade there, so it's about just utilizing this same palette of materials just over and over. And I'll probably look to lop this one back by 1, just so the two can't collide with each other maybe. Or actually it could go right over the top, couldn't it? Ah, now that's more interesting. So with that in mind, let's go 1, 2, 3, and then obviously complete the gear. I do love how these cobblestone walls lend themselves to being perfect gears. And then I think if we use correct block placement, let's hop up 1 to this point here, and then diagonally to there. And let's just make sure we're aiming at the correct part of the block, the lower half, and then the lower half. So that transfers the gear movement up from the ground floor, linking it to this water mill like so. And then we just need to find a way to bring that up another floor, or is that might actually be our last windmill, mightn't it? I don't think we have another one. Do we? No. At this floor, we do not have another windmill, so we are done linking all the gears together. That's great. So up here, we are going to have an enchantment floor for something a bit different. So I'm sure this isn't the most efficient enchantment room ever devised, but we like it all the same. So I need to create a few more bookshelves off camera, but I will fill those in at a later date. Let's have a think now. So that's this floor. Again, I'm going to repeat the same detail with the chests we had. So single trap chest in the middle, and then those single chests either side, liking the light levels, and up at the right up in the attic again, I think we're just going to very quickly replicate the same detail with having, let's have a look, 1, 2. So if we just place down torches on all of those sides and break these blocks, break these torches out, and I think we'll just look to do the same storage crate detail that we've had in other parts of the build. Okay guys, so that is the internal finishes to the windmill build complete, and I personally am very happy with how this has turned out. So below the top observation balcony we have a storage attic just for the crates for aesthetic purposes. We go down a floor to where we have the second observatory balcony, and we have ourselves a little enchantment area. Got ourselves an enchantment table here working really well with these surrounding books, and then we have 3 chests here for any lapis and spare books we have. So we'll probably bring that up and we'll look to store any from where we had the temporary enchantment room over by the crane build in the underground bunker. We'll move all that stuff up off camera. On this floor we have a small potions brewing area, which is really neat because we have until this time, let's put a torch down there actually, until this time we've just been brewing potions next to our temporary, next to the zombie villager farm in Farm Hills. So I think this is a great potions brewing area. This is a far more completed base than the crane build, but then it's a lot larger. Then we've got ourselves a great storage room in here, so we can move over some of those building materials that we've got stored in the corridors at the moment of Farm Hills. We've got ourselves a nice nifty sleeping area. I'm loving the wardrobe. I'm definitely going to move some of the stuff from the temporary bunker base over there by the crane build up to here, store my best items in here. Off camera I will go around and add external chimneys, so when you look up through that glass you see that chimney carrying on up. Let's just quickly sleep through the night, set my spawn in this bed, great stuff, and obviously get the light levels back. And then down on this floor, lots of gears, lots of steampunk looking items. Loving the windmill look. I love the fact that to me it looks like a functional windmill. And then down here again we've got ourselves, we've only got 4 bits of brown wool left. Let's just throw a couple more down just for aesthetics, because I can't resist it. There we go. So we got ourselves another temporary storage floor, and then right at the bottom just a small furnace area, just 3 furnaces should we ever want to throw anything down on our way in. Might do the same 3 chest arrangement actually that we've got on the other floors, just for temporary storage of coal and so on. But that is us for this episode. So all I'm going to do now off camera is I'm going to surround this entire grass area, this set down area currently flanked with torches. I'm going to build a quick fence around this all, get rid of that double chest, and start filling all of this in with wheat. And then I'm going to work out how best to connect up here to Farm Hills below us. There'll probably be some sort of doorway built into that hillside there, and a little bridge coming over to this build. So I'll probably do all that off camera, and in the next episode we can look at building something else inside Farm Hills, because as I say, there's still plenty of redstone projects that I have in mind to continue to add to my survival world. So thank you very much for joining me on this internal finishes build for the windmill, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, goodbye.